All right, welcome back to Great Day Washington. A sports shakeup like we've never seen is happening in the NCAA. Realignments in the Power 5 conferences have been making major headlines lately, with schools on different coasts now in the same conference. So why is all this happening? Here to help us answer that is Marty Conway, adjunct professor for sports and business at Georgetown University. Good to have you.
Thank you. Great to be here, Kristen.
Okay, so much happening, but we know the big catalyst behind all this is the money. Pretty much, right?
Yeah, sports has come down now to three words: media, money, and football. Those are the three catalysts for anything that's going on. College football is clearly, but look, sports and media have been intertwined for almost 100 years. Boxing, horse racing, baseball on the radio, football on television. So the Olympics, it's always been about sports and media together. So this is just another iteration. Now it's moving faster than ever before, but this is another iteration in that long tail of what's happening.
Well, but we're seeing now, I mean, the thing that as a sports fan is I'm seeing now rivalries are being broken up because of the conference shakeups. And now you've got Rutgers is going to play in Washington State. They're making money on being in these particular conferences with the TV deals and the media deals, but is it going to cost schools more money between travel? How does that work?
So that'll be a part of it for sure. So for example, in the Pac-12, part of the breakup was they were only going to be offered roughly $25 million per school as their media deal, versus the Big Ten and the SEC are making somewhere between $50 and $60 million per school in their deals. So that's the catalyst for doing it. But yes, in addition to the value, they have to look at what's the cost to travel: volleyball, field hockey, softball, all those sports. And so yes, what we thought about as regional rivalries, but look, 10 years ago here locally, Maryland left the ACC to go to the Big Ten, and everybody thought, oh my gosh, we're not playing Duke, we're not playing Carolina, Clemson anymore. You get used to it over time, but yes, now those Maryland teams, volleyball teams, softball teams, are having to travel to Nebraska. Well, now that's going to have to be to LA. Maybe they'll miss a week of classes or more. And so that's what they have to account for, is not only the cost, but the impact on student athletes, the amount of travel that they're going to have to do. So we're getting close to the point where we're almost professionalizing college athletics. And we're starting to see that, where now college athletes are able to actually capitalize on their name, image, and likeness for tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And maybe that's where we're headed 10 years from now, which is almost a semi-professional aspect to college athletics, at least on the large scale. Maybe not some of the smaller schools or regional schools, but the Marylands, the Rutgers, and the Ohio States, that's clearly a national opportunity now.
Well, and then how does this kind of affect the transfer portal? I think with the name, image, likeness, the realignments, the money that's there, there isn't really a dedication to a school anymore. So the school spirit, I feel like, is kind of...
Yeah, there are really no, you're onto it, there really are no rules. You can transfer as many times as you want, and you're thinking about what's the next opportunity. So will there be an impact on either athletes or fans? Yeah, we're not going to have those local rivalries anymore. We're thinking about football Saturdays between our rivals. Now we're thinking about them almost as TV events, but we have some people in the audience that we have to have there to watch. So we're going to lose some of that fabric, but at the same time, we're going to create new stars. Those new rivalries are going to create new opportunities. So while we think there's some hurt, there actually, when you think about it, for at least the top level schools, the top 50 schools, they're going to create something larger and maybe more opportunity for those athletes eventually. So we'll see how it plays out. But right now, as you were saying earlier, it's a little bit of the Wild West. Anything goes, there's no rules, and that can't last forever. But for right now, that's the way it is.
All right. Well, college sports, as we know it, is changing, but we do know football is the catalyst. So we'll see how it affects the other sports that are involved as well. Marty, thank you so very much for breaking it down. We could talk about this for hours. But the SEC right now still airs here on WSA 9 for the 2023 season. You can also catch them on Paramount Plus. So we got plenty of football for you coming up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.